All right, item number 3, Kelly, discuss take action for point of sale equipment for Expo and Tourism website. And you want to present whatever you had to present on that. And I should have asked Eddie to be here, and I did not. I apologize. Maybe I can call him.
Well, as you know, we approved having the new website done for the county and the Expo / tourism. What we actually really need badly right now is a POS system that works on that website where people can go on there and order or pay for like tickets for events that we have, RV spots and stalls, everything that entails, what happens at the Expo, rental of the facility. A lot of people like paying with credit card, so I would ask that you allow us to get this system started.
Let me ask you, Kelly, is this system like at the bar or at the concessions?
This system runs off of iPads, so it's mobile. So we have a mobile bar in like a wedding like we had this weekend. They can take one of the iPads with them and run it through there.
I know that's been a frustration for the folks that work down there.
Yeah, because we also have, you can carry another one to the bar per se or downstairs in the main arena.
So
You
they
need
work
it
in
down
all
there
the
in
concessions and them
It
during
will
the
work
bar.
where it's a mobile Wi-Fi type system.
Okay, so that'll really upgrade the speed at which folks can pay at the
Yes.
concession stand or at the
Correct,
bar.
because currently the card reader has to be hardwired in, and
Right.
it's not, you can't take it with it, so like this weekend, she was having to type in the cards versus.
Right.
swipe
That's
and
what I've noticed before, that
Mhm.
those girls, bless their hearts, and I say girls because, I
Yeah.
don't make it sound sexist, but they're having to
Just
type in by hand.
tap. Right, and then the reports you
every
can pull
card
off of
number.
this system are also a lot more detailed, whereas anybody that has access can log in and see, let's see how much we've made in the bar today,
Exactly.
or versus
Exactly.
concessions,
It
it's a
helps
lot
the
easier to
reporting
do all
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And weren't we in conversation with somebody out of HICO that had this type of system?
Yes.
This will cut back on a lot of cash changing hands,
Definitely.
especially in the office.
And it'll also help with the reservations,
Right.
like RVs and stalls and stuff, they can do it
It's
online.
all
Then
online.
we don't have to, it's not a constant phone call changing and stuff like that, so.
Excellent.
Will you bring back information once we decide on the contract, the expense? Because I'm sure there's expense for the equipment above and
There is
beyond
an
the
expense, and I
percentages.
thought I'd sent that to you, but probably not, I think it's like,
It's minimal because we could utilize the
Yeah,
equipment we
it's
already
like
have,
a-
we just need the new card readers.
Cool.
yeah. But they have a way where they fix to where, there's a convenience fee, as it's legally supposed to be called when you use your credit card. But this company has a way of absorbing that into monthly costs and stuff, so that makes it a lot easier and it's a lot cheaper than what most people are using, so.
And for us, it also saves us money because we're utilizing Square too for like our stalls and shavings, and then the golf now. So we're paying convenience fees to several different companies instead of,
Just
and I think
combine
it saved us
into
like
one.
over 30,000 a year in just fees by making the switch.
Okay.
And it could be used for vendor fees for events and stuff, so, that really helps keep our recording and accounting much better.
This is Expo.
This is at the Expo only. I mean, we could probably move it to other places if we eventually need it, but
Yeah, but
we
right
need
now-
it at the Expo. It'd be Expo and Tourism, just for both of them.
And then once you bring it back, if you will, we'll just get a contract to Michelle, Cindy, and their office so they can file it.
Yes,
If they vote to move forward. All right?
okay.
So do I have a motion to move forward with point of sale equipment for Expo and Tourism website?
So moved.
I have a motion by Jeff, do I have a second?
No second.
I have a second by Tammy. Any further questions, comments, issues? All in favor said motion. That's 5 for, 0 against. All right, Kelly, just stay put, huh? Discuss take action on contract for single engagement between Hendrix Productions, Limited Liability Corporation, and Somervell County Expo Center. And I think you have many different items here to present on this. And you gave us all a handout. So far away, Kelly, how do you want to present it?
Well, I added last year's P&L, thank you, Nikki. see what the revenue and costs were from last year. So I did a projected P&L. Of course, this is a projected one. I tried to keep it on the conservative side versus last year, but there are a lot of different places where we can make more money this year than we did last year, such as last year, they didn't use the concession stand. They sold it to 2 different food trucks. So we made $600 on food, just from those 2 food trucks, whereas this year we will open up our concession stand to be used. Another thing that they did last year was they went through StubHub for tickets. We get this software system, we can start selling tickets directly through us. Therefore, no percentage or dollar amount goes to a third party. We keep all of that money ourselves. We have lowered the price of the tickets. Last year, the tickets, I believe, were $75 or $55, which gave a lot of people a heart attack. You know, I'm paying that. So we have figured out how to knock it down to 35 for seats and 25 for general admission per person. We will be putting wristbands on everyone that's 21 and over. That way the bar knows that they are legal to drink. If you don't have a band on, you won't be sold any alcohol. There'll also be a band put on if you paid for tickets on the floor, so that those up in the general admission area can't just go down on the floor and walk when those people pay more money to be on the floor. We will also be selling tables, but last year, reserved tables are on the floor. It seats 8. I think last year they sold them for $1,000. We're selling them for $400. So we may have more tables down there with those chairs that are reserved for those people who buy those tables. We also cut back the number of bands this year to 3. I know last year was extremely a long lineup, and by the time the main headliner came on, most people were leaving because it was so late. So this year, our lineup will be Gary Anderson, which will cover the locals, Braxton Keith, who covers a lot of the younger generation, and Shenandoah, which covers the older generation. So that should kind of cover a little bit of everybody on that. Let's see here, wristbands. We'll have personnel at all floor entries to check wristbands. So right there, as you go down on each side to get down on the floor, we'll have someone stationed there to make sure they're not, you know, if they don't have a wristband, they don't get to go down there. Also, our advertisement will go through Hank FM on the ranch, and our website and social media and the newspaper. Going through Hank FM on the ranch, we get a much wider variety of listeners coming in through. So we're going to be doing that. They just sent me contracts over today for those. The ranch will be doing 3 weeks of advertisement prior to the event, and I believe Hank is 3 to 4 weeks as well. And I've listed out a list of what all of our costs are on the second sheet. The stage, sound, and lights, I believe you have a contract for that today to approve. They come in, they set up the stage, they set up the sound, they set up the bands, they set up the lighting system and everything there, so we don't have to do anything with that. I broke it down by the different band amounts. The hotel rooms that are required for a rider for each of these groups. They also ask for either a food buyout or we provide them meals. Our concession stand will be packed as it is, so I just chose to do the buyout for the number of people that they requested on their rider. Then some of them have some backstage requests, like they have to drink certain types of water and certain types of Red Bull, and they want a cheese tray and all kinds of stuff. So that's on there for the amount that I have there. Advertisements, alcohol, I figured approximately how much we would purchase, concessions, labor for our staff and getting everything ready, tables set up, chairs, all of that type of stuff. Security, and then contract labor, day help if we need that. I added that because that was on last year's. I'm not sure how they did that, but we'll see. And then, of course, I had budgeted last year. I believe we sold about 600 to 700 tickets at the 75 and 55 price. My hope this year is that at a $35 and a $25 price, we'll get a lot more people there, but I'm still only estimating about 1,500 people there for either one, $25 or $35 amount. It is the beginning of spring break, so that does make it nicer for walk-ups who come here for spring break. They might not realize that we have, Shenandoah and Braxton Keith coming, so we could probably add even more people with that. And then also the concessions and alcohol, of course, is gonna be a big one for us. And the reserved tables, I know a lot of people wanna be on the floor and they wanna have seating and they wanna have their own tables. If they wanna get up and go dance or walk around, they can come back to what they know is their seating and stuff. So that should be a good one as well. So, if all goes as my conservative projection, we could profit $12,000.
Is it fair to say that if things don't go well this year, if the court backs this, then we're done?
Yes.
Whenever we go down this path again?
It's fair to say we may be done anyway.
If the court backs, it's up to them what they decide they want to do.
It's just I inherited
You did.
previously signed contracts and
You did.
so,
So all the contracts were signed, every one of them, even Shenandoah?
no. The ones that were signed were Braxton Keith and Gary Anderson.
There was when they had a 4-person.
I'm sorry?
They were gonna do 4 people.
Yeah, they actually had 4 people. One guy never signed his contract, so that was $10,000, so we just dropped that. That's why we only went to 3, so it would kind of help make up some of the costs for the rest of it.
And here's kind of part of the problem, guys, is we got, unless I missed one of the commissioners' court dates, this hootenanny was never brought before the court and approved by commissioners. It's definitely over $5,000. The Braxton Keith contract's over $5,000. It was never brought before the court to be voted on. But yet we're obligated to pay it because, of course, they reserved that weekend. I was never presented with a contract to look over to approve it. This is just something that kind of popped up. So now Kelly's left with either we're gonna have to eat it and drop the ticket prices down and just have Braxton Keith and Gary Anderson, or you guys are have to pony up about another $50,000 and hope that in 6 weeks this thing can get marketed where people show up and we don't raise our butts on it.
Pay deposits and walk away.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we sit. And I get it, I mean, I like Shenandoah and Kelly, you've done a good job, but I mean, 6 weeks, most people book these things out months in advance, so you get it out there and get it advertised so people come. And all of a sudden, we're gonna throw at least 50 just for stage and lighting. If you don't do the food buyouts and the hotel rooms, $49,500, in hopes that we can get this advertised enough to not lose that money in 6 weeks.
Well, and I will say that Hank FM and the ranch are ready to go.
Okay.
They're just waiting for us to send them what we want them to
Go ahead.
do.
I just see that, you had like 3 different people that was gonna help you. I think if him, the ranch website, social media, newspaper, okay. Well,
I do feel like we can at least break even, if not make some money this year on the lineup that we have and the pricing that we put towards it.
and you're bringing a lot more in-house and you're reducing a lot of things, you're being more conservative on
Yes.
your
Yes, a lot more conservative.
Instead of
The full ticket
3,500,
price,
it's
we get all the concessions, all the alcohol.
been a whole lot more conservative, and when you offer ticket sales 3,500 and we're saying maybe 750, huge difference.
Yeah, and and it's on a weekend this time where the kids are actually gonna be at Tarleton, which is probably gonna be a big draw.
It's not on Easter
It's
weekend.
not on Easter weekend, but everybody goes home.
Well, I'll make a motion we move forward with it.
All right, I have a motion by Wade to move forward. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Tammy. Any further questions, comments, issues, concerns? Anything else you'd like to say?
You and I have talked to Kelly, and I've been open and straight up with you on how I felt about it, and I won't go into it again, over the whole deal. My only, and I realize you inherited it, I really appreciate what you've done to put it together, and the conservativeness and the things like that. My only, I guess my drawback is the headliner. If we dropped it and dropped the tickets, do you think we'd drop it?
No, sir.
That's my,
I
I
don't.
guess my holdup, if you will.
I mean, if you got a list of hands just in this room who've heard of Braxton Keith,
I haven't, but that doesn't mean anything. I listen to old
you know,
style stuff,
I don't
so
know.
I'm the old man
that-
in the group. so.
Any of y'all heard of Braxton Keith? So, I mean, you know, I do not think that without a headliner with a name, you know, that the majority of the population has heard, that we would be able to draw them in even at $20, $25.
Right. even
Not
drop-
enough to do anything.
Even dropping the ticket price. Yeah.
As long as he's not that.
He's country,
I'm
right?
just being smart.
Is he
Go
country,
ahead, Jim.
Angel?
He's country and he sings old style country, not like, he's like a traditional type country. Just a young kid though.
I was gonna ask, is any of that in there public safety?
Yes, I have budgeted that in there
Okay.
as well.
Yes, you got security and,
Security and-
Maybe I missed it, I'm sorry.
no,
Well,
she didn't say.
I have 4 officers budgeted for this.
That's sufficient for you?
Yes,
That make you feel okay?
I was just asking.
Labor, security, and then contract labor also. It's all included this go around.
I didn't forget about you, Jeff.
Sorry, Tammy, I think you were saying something
No,
else.
no, I got it.
Okay.
I think it's pretty steep, you know, that's a lot of money.
Well, headliners are, I mean, this was as cheap as I could get a headliner at this late date. Most of them run $40,000 to $45,000.
Well, and again, I don't mean to interrupt you, Richard. I really appreciate the fact that the ticket sales stay, they're ours. There's no paying the service, you know.
Yeah.
I appreciate the concessions are all ours. That's where I think the money's gonna come back.
Well, and I feel like dropping the price to where it's more reasonable.
Yeah,
We will
you
get
think
more
that'll get
people
the
than what we
folks
had
in?
last year at 75 and 55, so.
Mhm.
See, everybody in this room would come at 25 and 35. Right?
Well, let's go past that. I have a motion and I have a second. Do we have any other discussion, questions, issues, concerns? All right, all in favor said motion. That's 5 for and 0 against. Kelly, we got some faith in you this year, all right?
Thank you. I'll take it.
Making that
Where they sing
Yeah.
their dreams.
We're done.
I don't know.